Born in London in 1757, William Blake began his career as an apprentice engraver and would go on to produce some of the most iconic 18th century works of art. A poet, painter, and printmaker, Blake was a man ahead of his time, exhibiting a spectacular artistic vision that challenged the conventions of his day. From one of his most notable works, a collection of poems titled Songs of Innocence and of Experience, I will delve into the divine image and the human abstract, and in the process we will gain a deeper understanding of Blake's outlook on the world he lived in and the stakes his poetry still hold today. Engraved, hand-printed, and colored by Blake himself, Songs of Innocence and of Experience was published as a collection in 1794. In Songs of Innocence, an idyllic world of beauty, purity, and joy is presented, while Songs of Experience portrays a world of corruption, oppression, and exploitation. The divine image and the human abstract explore this contrast, and in doing so, provide a powerful commentary on the nature of humanity, morality, and the role of religion and industry in society. The divine image celebrates mercy, pity, peace, and love, presenting these virtues as divine attributes innate to all. The poem asserts that man was created in God's image and emphasizes the practice of these virtues in order to create a harmonious and just society. Blake conveys that these Christian virtues are the foundation of human nature, as they are personified and related to different parts of the human form, embracing the idea that God exists on earth through his creation of mankind. The connection between the supernatural and the physical is re-emphasized in the last stanza, which also calls for equal treatment of man regardless of religion. On the other hand, the human abstract presents a darker view of humanity, that true human nature involves selfishness, envy, and deceit. The poem expresses that the Christian virtues celebrated in the divine image are actually the products of social conditioning. In the first stanza, Blake mentions the virtues pity and mercy, while emphasizing their inseparable negative counterparts of poverty and unhappiness. In the second stanza, Blake does the same with peace and love, claiming that peace is a result of fear and love is selfish and leads to cruelty. Blake also personifies these non-virtues like he does in the divine image, which associates them with mankind, as in the final stanza he blames none other than humans for cultivating and practicing these non-virtues. Interestingly, an alternate form of this poem exists. In copy BB of Songs of Innocence and of Experience, Blake supplanted the human abstract for A Divine Image, a concise and direct poem that paints a similar, markedly negative view of human nature. Subverting the virtues from the divine image, the first stanza links cruelty, jealousy, terror, and secrecy directly to the human heart, face, form, and dress. The second stanza relates these parts of the human form to iron and fires, industrial imagery reminiscent of 18th century industrialization. Beginning and ending with the human heart, Blake's pessimistic view of humanity holds that cruelty and corruption through greed is unavoidable, suggestive of Blake's perspective on the practices of organized religion and industrialization. The clear subversion of Christian virtues harshly shows that these institutions breed exactly what they claim to reject, exposing hypocrisies within these 18th century establishments. However, may Blake's poems still hold true to this day? By themselves, these poems and their exaggerated views don't amount to much. However, reading them in the context of each other in late 18th century London, one gains a better sense of the message Blake was trying to send. Throughout Songs of Innocence and of Experience, Blake explores the contrary states of the human soul. While Blake believed mankind to be made in God's divine image, he also saw the widespread poverty in his day, which was chiefly caused by industrialization and ignored by organized religion. So, Blake's message in these two poems speaks to his audience then as it speaks to his audience now, conveying an important message of the hypocrisy within all of us. We deceive ourselves by putting on a front of mercy, pity, peace, and love, while indulging in the terrors of cruelty and exploitation. The issues that Blake identified centuries ago persist today, as industrial capitalism has grown exponentially since the late 18th century. Blake's poetry may illuminate our own hypocrisies. Children and pregnant women work in cobalt mines in the Congo so that our electronics are then constructed in Chinese factories with abysmal working conditions. Most will feel pity at this. And this is exactly what Blake was demonstrating, that mercy, pity, peace, and love do not exist without cruelty, jealousy, secrecy, and terror.